YouTube up and rolling there. Scoot in a bit here. See what. Come on. Stinking mouse. Stinking mouse not working. All right. Pull up our chats here. Actually, we could probably do a little split screen. Maybe. All right, let's put. But what's going on, people? Happy Saturday. Saturday night here. I actually look super pale over on YouTube for some reason. Guess TikTok's not even filtered in it. I'll just look normal here. I don't know what the heck's going on over there, but welcome back. We did a little horizontal live earlier today covering some specific things, but hold on. I'm a guy, so we can't really multitask that well at all. There we go. All right. Get our chat set up here. Good luck. Thanks. Don't need it. Okay. Oh man, I have a feeling YouTube's gonna get wild. Wild again, as per usual. YouTube chats have been absurd lately. Don't know why. No particular reason. Just absolutely wild in the YouTube chats. But it takes a minute to warm up, so we'll have some normal conversations until then. Carol saying good night. Good night, Miss Carol. Liking up the live. Sweet dreams, Miss Carol. Sweet dreams. Actually, let me get the YouTube height. Get down to level here. Coming down. And let's go right there. Perfect. Yeah. Boom. Hello. Hello to the people on the YouTubes. Let us know where you're coming in from. I don't even know how to pronounce some of these, so please forgive me. I know YouTube kind of throws me all over the world here. So, there we go. All right, we were dialed in for a different setup, so now we're dialed in back to the older-ish setup. I don't know. I was basically Carol asking what I'm doing. Basically doing a little nighttime live. I did a whole horizontal live. I don't even know what to call it. I guess these vertical lives are like, I don't know, discovery bound lives, and then or desktop lives are the horizontal ones. Regardless, did a cool little show for the folks over on the other platforms today. So that was fun. Went through some autoimmune things that can happen in kiddos and what to do about it, what to get looked at, and solution wise, where to begin. So that was cool. After troubleshooting the stinking Facebook link for like 45 minutes, not gonna lie, I was like losing my freaking mind when because I was doing it on stream on the TikTok one as I was setting up the freaking Facebook thing, because Rumble Studio allows you to go from Rumble Studio to Facebook to um, YouTube, I think Twitch or something. I don't have Twitch, but yeah, pretty wild. Pretty wild. Mr. Blaine, I didn't see your comment there. My favorite was probably toward the end of school when I was down in Florida doing an internship there. That was awesome. I was at the Wellness Way Sarasota. Love Dr. Connor down there, Dr. Rachel. Still love them to this day. Can't wait to see them in May at our seminar in Florida. That's going to be really fun to finally get some sun because it's cold as hell here right now. I'm in New Jersey. It is cold as hell. Um, but that was probably my favorite one down there in Sarasota, Florida. I lived like right by Siesta Key, so it was freaking gorgeous. Gorgeous. Um, felt like a resort almost in Siesta Key. But hello, saying, "Oh my God, Dr. Antonio Yasuki, I haven't seen you in a while, Yasuki. You guys all missed. I guess the reach. Like, there's 18 people in here now, but when I do the desktop lives, for whatever reason, there's like one person showing up to these darn shows, and I put my heart and soul into these shows. I'm like, what is going on? So they're posted. You can go back and watch them, of course, but yeah, I don't know. Cooler camera angle. You get to see the rest of the room. There's a whole room here, you know. But if you are on TikTok and you do want to see the live shows, the full shows, um, link in bio, scroll to the bottom. I hate burping on the live, as you guys know. So sorry for burping. But go to the link in bio, scroll to the bottom. Then there's like YouTube, Facebook, all the stupid little icons there. Click on the one that you like. I don't know. I'm a big YouTube guy, always been a YouTube guy. And since the US got bought out, or the US got bought out, TikTok got bought out on the US, it's been a train wreck over on this TikTok platform for some reason. But we got a lot of new faces in both the YouTube and TikTok ones right here. Sam, how we doing, Sam? About gloves? What the? No, you seem to like gloves a lot, and I don't know if you're about gloves in some weird way or something. I mean, I have like standard medical ones, but that's about it. Mr. Mark, what are we doing here? I mean, total airball on that one, huh? Oh no. TikTok comments have taken a turn. They've already taken a turn to the dark side. I don't know what is up with the YouTube comment section. I feel like when TikTok was China bound, the hatred was crazy. It was just like fake bots hating like nobody's business. YouTube hasn't changed though. It's still like freaking anybody and everybody. Um, but I do want to get a new. This phone is okay because I use two phones here, but this one is like an iPhone XR, so it's kind of crappy. Somebody said looking fresh. I mean, it could be fresher though, like the TikTok one. This is like what I look like over there. I don't know. Olden day camera on that one, so and that's probably why it looks a little weird. But yeah, I think it's just now it's just finding an iPhone that's not $1,000, right? I just want one, no phone plan, Wi-Fi only, just to do this. That is the sole purpose of what I want to do there. So, if you know of cheap places to get iPhones, drop them in the comments. Look at me asking you guys questions now, because you guys won't freaking ask any. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, Bryce, thank you, Bryce. Bryce, um, answer or ask something. Oh no, Blaine too. What are your favorite adjusting methods? I like Thompson and SOT. Those are my two favorite. Where do I practice? In New Jersey. I'm here in New Jersey. The first Wellness Way in New Jersey, actually. Pretty cool. All right. What are people saying over here? Hello from Virginia, East Coast bound. Are you a doc? Yes. You look like a Satanist. Hell no. It's just a black shirt. What? I mean, I guess. A little evil action going on, but swear it's not what's going on. Okay. Can we go on vacation? What? No. I'm opening a business. We cannot go on vacation. Certainly not together either. I don't know. Um, anyways, why don't you do the decent thing? Oh my goodness. The audacity of this guy. Mr. Reptiloid Humanoid. Why don't you do the decent thing and switch to an Android? Huh? Huh? No. No Android. Terribleness. All right. Hello, hello. A lot of people saying hey. How we doing? Don't forget. Oh, in the YouTube chat it says it's just live Q&A. It's a health Q&A. Sorry. I should probably put that in there. I'm going to pin that. So, health Q&A. Let's do this. Pin that sucker. That way people can know what's up, you know? What's your favorite Cairo mentor or legend you look up to? Dr. Patrick Flynn, without a doubt. All right. See you in another YouTuber live. Huh? There's only one of me, man. So maybe there's a lookalike. Screenshot it, send it over, send me an email. Buki! Oh my goodness. What is up? Okay. Thoughts on BAM? Um, is this a gallbladder question? Because BAM, I want to make sure we're talking about the same thing. Did I get Facebook to work? I did. I did get Facebook to work. I freaking did it. It took like freaking almost an hour before. But link in bio, scroll to the bottom. You can check out the full thing. It's got all the platforms in there. But yeah, we got we got Facebook to work. Um, which is nice because I was very confused as to why that wasn't working. I thought I did everything correct, but I found a workaround. It's not ideal, but it works. So we made it happen. Um, but yeah, da, da, da. What's up, Boki? How we doing, man? I love Kairos. They're the best. Saved me from a back surgery. Well, I'm glad to hear that. See the GI doc. I see the GI on the 4th. Ooh, Boki. Some tummy troubles. Could you break down SOT? Yeah, I mean, it's basically using different techniques, some blocking, some actual physical um, adjusting there to the cranial system, cervical, pelvis, mainly focusing on the sacrum, cervical spine, and the skull. So you can basically get the best head massage of your life through something like SOT, even with the sinuses, the jaw, releasing all the tension that builds up within the facial muscles or the asymmetry even too. And when you're able to block properly and free up the pelvis, a lot of this starts to fall into place a lot easier. So the whole theory there is that if you can properly set the patient up, have them nice and calm, and have the pelvis balanced out, essentially, you can make a lot of significant change or more significant change to the head and neck, basically. But there's also occipital fiber techniques. I use those probably the most just because I do a lot of physical exams. I use my stethoscope, I do abdominal exams, all that stuff. So I use the occipital fibers to correlate with visceral somatic issues going on or somatovisceral stuff. So basically connecting um, physical pathways from the nervous system to visceral tissues or organs that you can help relieve stress with from a physical standpoint, getting adjusting techniques, things like that. People talking about the all black. It's literally just a black shirt, dude. I mean, I guess this is just like a little table. I like this black microphone. I did not try to do the all black thing that hard. As at least not as hardcore as you guys think it is. So Epstein guy. What the? All right. Gallbladder. One of the few reasons for BAM. Yeah, you want to at least start with supporting the gallbladder and liver there. So dandelion root. I like milk thistle. I like probably some gallbladder complex to be quite honest, so that you can get ox bile and things like that in and through the bile ducts and start excreting the excess. So long term, though, you do want to look at doing a food allergy test and a GI test so that we can figure out from a barrier standpoint, absorption standpoint, and the microbiome itself why these stressors sort of added up, leading to some gallbladder congestion. But yeah, milk thistle, dandelion root, some gallbladder complex is what ours is called, Lincoln Bile. I would probably want to have you schedule a complimentary call as well. That way we could just go over everything and point you in a good direction. Okay. I don't know. I feel like the YouTube spot screwed me up here. Hello, Haley King. What you doing? Da, 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 da. Having surgery to remove all my wisdom teeth on Wednesday. General anesthesia. What are the chances that I have no idea, to be quite honest. I don't know much about anesthesia. Never use it. Oh, for Mr. Joe. Had gallbladder removed 3 years ago. Had trouble ever since. That makes a lot more sense now. You nobody told you that you need to do ox bile before every meal, or at least I don't think anybody told you that. Let us know if that is true or not. But yeah, gallbladder complex, link in the bio. Beetroot powder mixed with ox bile stimulates bile secretion at the proper amounts, and you want to do that before every meal. Before every single meal forever now, because you don't have a gallbladder anymore. So literally have to, because you're going to have anal leakage, you're going to have very urgent bowel movements, you're going to bloat very easily. Not fun things. Do I perform the ring dinger? No. Heck no. That thing is scary. I just think you're pulling somebody's head using the weight of their body. It's just like, I don't know. There's some much less aggressive forms of some at home stretching things that you can do where you basically mount this thing on a door frame and it can just hug your neck and boop, pull you up a little bit. That I see benefit in, but the ring dinger, no. Sorry. Ring dinger is a little bit too crazy, in my opinion. Just my opinion, though. Why do I have round shoulders? Because you're probably using technology a lot. So when we're sitting down all the time, just becoming a banana, doing the banana, and that basically over time, all you need is a couple inches forward with your head to just make that weight go way more extreme in terms of the base of the neck and the upper spine. So, ooh, do boils signal an infection? I mean, anything on the skin does represent the GI. So, I would say acne, boils, skin tags. There's a lot that can signal infections, and the skin is a beautiful way to look at that. Um, Probably the reason you're seeing the gastro on the fourth is the reason you have the skin issue too, is it's an immune system issue. So there you go, Boogie. Pretty cool. It's all connected, man. Cool. It says, will I need antibiotics? That depends on who you ask. So, and then what's going on there. If there's a crazy immune response and you get some blood work done, and there's a massive bacterial infection, then you probably should get antibiotics. If it's more subclinical and medicine's not really going to do much, then you still want to do something about that because that's just going to progress over time, and then eventually you will need something like an antibiotic. So I would do probably some oregano oil and take that 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, doing heavy amounts of sauerkraut and probably some Oregon grape in there as well. But if you're not doing the sauerkraut, you're going to have to do chicory root, inulin, and megabiotic. Like, have to do that. So, because you're going to be trying to remove excess things with the Oregon grape and the oregano oil. So, you got to replenish. It's kind of like a garden in the GI. You got to fix the soil and everything. Hi, Doc. I'm Inters with plant behind you. Oh, I forget which camera's the. Yeah, there's a bunch of plants. There's one, two, three, four. There's one you can't see over on YouTube. Then there's windowsill. So I do want to get more, to be quite honest. I want like a lemon tree in here or something crazy. I think that'd be cool. Really cool. What do I have? Square feet. Nice. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. Hair. Um, you're right. You weren't trolling. I'm not talking about you. I was talking about a couple above you. Hello, hello. A lot of people saying hey. Anyways, man, I feel like it's so much later than it actually is. It feels like it's freaking 10 p.m. for some reason. My goodness. My goodness. Second live of the day, though. So we are cruising along. And second live. What's kind of crazy is that the YouTube algorithm's better than TikTok's now that the US bought them out. Isn't that nuts? Look at this. People licking it up, dropping in some comments. Let me know where you guys are from, where you're popping into. Sure. Shoot for it. Oh, well, yeah, dang. I'm sorry to hear that. is a famous Turkish guy. What does that have to do with anything, though? Turkish. I don't know. Are you saying like it's a look-alike? Is that what you're saying? That's what you're saying. That's exactly what you're saying. You're saying a look-alike. I mean, kind of. Kind of. So that is pretty darn close there. All right, let's go back to the TikTok. Okie dokie. Let's look at TikTok. What was I doing there? Okay. Do you know any treatments for porphyria? I think that's like a gene issue. If it's from birth, you can have improvements, but to use that, cure term is pretty big there, pretty hefty. If it's from birth, then that's a lot harder to make go away completely. Um, but yeah, I think it's a issue with iron and heme. So I would want to see your labs because it would depend on, whether we support with milk thistle or turmeric or other things to help metabolize red blood cells and things. So you just don't want to do that the wrong way, right? Um, but I would wonder if you have labs. If not, we got to get more of them so that we know what to look for and what to be supporting with. And then I would be curious as to what the plan is. We could jump on a complimentary call, figure out what has been going on and what the next best steps would be. So, but I'm sorry to hear that. Hello, Doc. What's the best exercise for a diabetic? I think weight is going to have a lot to do with this answer, just because certain weights will limit certain things. So I think rebounders are way underutilized. So rebounding, I would even throw a sauna in there because you can remove a lot of toxicity out through the sweat. Um, and lymphatic standpoint with the rebounder, I do like something like biking because you can be sort of non weight bearing and just have an easier time with the joints as you work. This is not like a final plan, but for an initial thing, those would probably be my favorites. And obviously, weight training because your muscles are going to use up sugar like crazy. So, at the very least, resistance training. If you want to get fancy, you can do some sauna. But that's the thing when you get a membership to gyms nowadays, they have saunas and stuff like that. So just make sure you're wearing a sauna hat, or else you'll fry your hair off. Um, I think supplementally, from a supplement standpoint, you can do things like Gymnema. You can do things like Oregon Grape that are gonna help with insulin and have a ton of berberine in that, so that you can have much better metabolism of glucose and support your mitochondria with dealing with all that glucose. So I think stomach acid is really important with this too. I think so something like beta-HCl, Gymnema, Oregon Grape, resistance training, some sauna in there. You want to drop your sugars, obviously. You already know that. Probably some Golden Seal too. Swap in every 2 weeks with Oregon Grape and Golden Seal. Don't do that for more than 3 months though. Bum, bum, bum. But yeah, some of your labs. We could definitely go over more. Link is in bio. Schedule free calls or just pick up the stuff I mentioned. But beautiful. All right. Turkish guy comment, look alike. Saw that. That's so funny. These TikTok comments or YouTube ones. Sorry. They're just like people chatting back and forth. It's hilarious. Taco Master? No. There's corn in there. Corn and soy and crap. Glyphosate. We don't want your tacos. You're very welcome. Send some hearts there. Cheers. Cheers to the hearts. What's wrong with corn? Highly processed. Um, Sprayed like crazy in regard to pesticides. And processed like sugar in the body. So I don't think there's really any benefit nutritionally to corn. And any grain or corn should be kind of removed from the diet, I think. That's just my opinion, though. Not a lot of people like hearing that opinion, though. And not here to be liked, you know? We're here to solve problems. Get you guys better. Get you guys better. How to increase stomach acid. Kind of framed the question in two ways with kids and adults. So, yeah, I guess you could do a little bit of a lighter approach with kiddos. Adults, you can do a betaine HCl protocol, which is basically doing capsule every minute or two before you eat and continuously adding one capsule. Don't go over six until you get like an empty or burning feeling in your stomach. That way you know that acidity's creeping up there. Kids, you could do some apple cider vinegar and aloe vera juice. Just mix in like a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar with like 1 ounce of aloe vera juice. Lily of the Desert, best brand. The aloe. And apple cider vinegar, just make sure it's organic, to be quite honest. Make sure it's clean. How we doing on the batteries here? Oh, we are golden. I was worried that my phone batteries were getting lower, but forgot I charged these suckers up after the previous live today. Which, if you haven't seen that, go back and check. Not trying to be smart or anything, but wouldn't more stomach acid cause heartburn? It's actually the lack of stomach acid that causes heartburn. Mind's blown. Um, that's why you're feeling the heartburn, is because your stomach's trying to process food without any acidity in there. So I'll even have people that can just drink water and then get acid reflux because their pH is so thrown off in their GI that they feel terrible as soon as they take a sip of cold water in the morning. Like that's kind of what started my whole journey with the Wellness Way. I became a patient first before I became a doc for this company. So, um, but yeah, when you have low stomach acid, can't process foods or can't sterilize them, can't start breaking down proteins. So you get regurgitation, and if you start increasing that with betaine, with some mucosal protection there, chamomile, slippery elm, betaine HCl, you'll do very well. And obviously finding inflammatory sources too, like looking at processed foods coming in, looking at seed oils, looking at food allergies, looking at all that's going to help. And from a microbial standpoint, looking at additional immune irritants or immune system battles going on in the GI, you can just cinch that whole process up and do very well. Tweety popping in here. How we doing, Tweety? Miss Melissa, is it? There we go. The computer screen was like super bright. It's starting to blind me. I gotta get some crazy glasses. Although I feel like I'd look kind of weird with glasses on, but how much blue light glasses have to in today's market? It's got to be like $200 for a decent pair. Who makes them? David Asprey. Don't hate on glasses. I'm not hating on glasses. I'm just saying, for me, for me in particular, um, need a second opinion about scoliosis. Well, I would go to somebody in person though. I can't really do that over the phone or remotely. On Z-Pack, I don't give out medications. Day 4, give me some GI issues, sour mouth. So yeah, some things are probably off microbially. I would do Megabiotic, Lincoln Bio there, and probably pairing that with some Oregon grape and swapping that out with oregano oil for probably 2-3 months. It should see that calm down. True Dark. There they are. Sunsets. What's this? Daylights. Sorry, I'm looking at blue light glasses right now. Let's look at these. Ugh, those are not my style, man. Those are more my style. What's the price tag on these? 130. Oh, not too bad. They look okay. Not too bad. Seen cooler ones, but those are so ugly, dude. What? Who would wear those? Who would wear those? I'm looking at TrueDark.com. Oh my god, they're getting worse. Getting worse. The best ones are the, what is this? Fairlane. These are cool. Those are cool. Fairlane, I'd wear those. Um, Shop by benefit though. I don't even know what that means. Daytime. Hmm. 24-hour ones. Jeez. They're so ugly though, dude. These things are so ugly. Oh my god. I guess that's it right there. Daylights. All right. Let's go back to our chat. See what you guys have been saying as I was shopping. Um, I didn't order anything. I was just shopping, just looking around. Hello, Megan. Hello, M with a bunch of hearts. Can I ask a question? Yes, you can. The Z-Pack, the LASIK. Tweety, get the LASIKs. How would you know if you have low stomach acid if you don't have symptoms? I mean, in today's world, if you're not, most people are going to have somewhat low stomach acid. Mental stress can do this, inflammatory foods can do this, unless you practice those things perfectly your entire life. I mean, nausea, heart palpitations, bloating. Um, yeah, I would say those are the biggest ones. But there doesn't have to be symptoms to have an issue. And if you do something like a GI test, that will show you breakdown and absorption of fats, proteins, carbs, things like that, so that you know what's going on there. In terms of, do you need stomach acid? Do you need gallbladder support? Do you need pancreatic support? You know, um, so the guessing game is pretty tough. But buy a bottle of apple cider vinegar from a health food store. Start there. Start by just mixing that with a little bit of water, dilute it. Start with a tablespoon. If you're really a baby about vinegar stuff, you could start with like a teaspoon. Start there. Okay. Is cryotherapy a good thing after a workout? Or are you more food healthy? Oh, food health. Um, in terms of cryotherapy, oh my goodness, I almost knocked everything over just now. Trying to sit a little more comfortably. After a workout, I don't know. I would do sauna after a workout. Cryotherapy, you don't get additional benefit post exercise by doing cryotherapy. But sauna, you do. You get more of the effects of exercise. Plus, 40% reduction in all cause mortality when you do it 4 to 7 times per week. So, like, almost nothing compares to that aside from exercise. So, sauna's dominant. Meow. Interesting. No meows here. I'm a dog guy. How do you feel about what the? What a political question. What the? Oh my goodness. These are crazy. Look like Whoopi Goldberg. That is not true at all. That is not true. Why America? Blah blah blah. Can I eat 8 eggs a day? Still be shredded? Yeah, it depends on how many calories you burn and how many calories you're taking in. I'm 16, having belly aches for weeks, and now have painful lower right abdomen. It's swollen. You're 16, so I can't technically give you recommendations here. Um, but need parents' permission. What about recovery? See me in post injury in terms of recovery? I mean, sauna, man. Sauna post exercise for recovery, unless it's like an acute injury, sauna dominates. Question here was thrown. Small fracture. Oh my goodness. Should I do some rehab? I mean, I would want you to follow the directions of who you're seeing there in person because you would want to know details on that fracture for one thing, and then what the process, how bad it is, and what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do. Renzo is just fully indoctrinated here, it seems, over on YouTube. Feel sorry for him, man. Usually people in foreign countries are more level headed. That's kind of wild to see that. For my girlfriend on February 14th. I don't know. You gotta know by knowing her, right? Algeria? Wow. Katie said I can walk. I don't know the type of fracture though. I don't know if it's a stress fracture. I don't know if it's. I don't know. I would need to see a picture of it and all that. Hello. Hello, TikTok people. Well, then. Obviously, for. Sorry, I'm looking back at the blue light glasses again. I feel like I'm going to look weird as hell with these things. Can I show you guys these? I do this. Uh, why is this picture like half? There we go. I don't know if this is going to work at all. Nope, that's not going to work. There's so many things plugged in that it's just going to ruin setup here. Screw it. Screw it. They're, I don't know, they're very yellow. They're very yellow glasses. They definitely block. They definitely block some blue light. They ugly. They are ugly. Where am I from? New Jersey. New Jersey in the United States. All you need is a calorie maintenance or just below and train intense, rest and recover. I mean, I don't see a cookie cutter approach for every single person because everybody's a little bit different. So maybe in general, for maybe most guys, that could be true, but it's gonna be different for everybody. not all the same, especially somebody like with autoimmunity. That's going to be totally different. Um, all right, good stuff for supplements and things that I talked about, or some of the labs that we walked through too. Through the link in bio or channel, you all have it at this point. You'll see the website on there. You can schedule appointments. You can schedule complimentary calls. You could do orders and things. Obviously, if you're not in the U.S., you can't do that. We can do calls and things like that, though. But yeah, unfortunately, I cannot send you supplements. It's crazy. It's very annoying. Um, but we can find good international ones. I've done that plenty of times. So just depends on where you're from. On that note, though, stay healthy, stay free as always. We will be back here tomorrow. We'll probably do sometime around midday the horizontal show over on YouTube. Uh, Run through a bunch of slides there, like an actual thing, and then for after that, we'll do another one of these. Help you guys out, and send me messages, emails, do what you got to do. Let's help you guys out here. So, peace, and I will see you guys